All right. Welcome to 5th and 10 for our week 11 recap because we've been so punctual with these. I think the last time we made one was week 6.
Yep.
I'm Tom or 10,
I'm Court.
and we're just going to jump right in here with our recap, starting with our Thursday night game, Cardinals Seahawks.
That was a good game. Not as
Uh,
good as the last Cardinals Seahawks, but still good.
Still pretty good game. I would have liked to see it turn out a little differently.
I think you and I
So
both like the Cardinals a little bit because Larry and Kyler.
I really like Kyler Murray, man.
Aside from like the Colts and a couple other teams, I really want Larry to get a ring before he retires.
Yeah, which I mean, I'd say Cardinals might be contenders this year.
I think they'll at least make like at a minimum they'll make the divisional round.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. If they can keep everybody healthy, keep Kyler Murray alive
Well,
with
he
that
had he had
shoulder.
a, slight shoulder injury.
He said he's good to go for this week though, so hey, we'll see.
Hey, if they say so. You see, what I'm worried about more is some of his. Listen, I don't want to discredit the man because I love Kyler Murray, but especially towards the end of that game when he was making the 2 minute drive, he had some kind of questionable decision making during that part. Like he kept trying to make that big play when he didn't
Mhm.
need to yet.
Yeah,
Like
I
kind of
mean, that's understandable,
like
but
one of them we reasoned like we're like, oh, the route was supposed to be the swing. It was supposed one of the halfbacks was doing a swing route, but he got rushed and he had to throw it long to
yeah.
the end zone. But the play before that, that was totally forced to Larry Fitzgerald, I think, and it just kind of set them up for even worse scenario. Not to insinuate that he played poorly, it's just that the end of the game, it was a little disappointing. I think Kyler could have done a little better. I hate to sound negative on the man though. He's great.
Yeah. I mean, they were in it the whole game, which is good, playing Seattle in Seattle. I mean, 1-1 against but like the thing is you need to win those divisional games, especially in that division,
Yeah.
because that division is so competitive. I th uh, who do the Cardinals play from, like, here on out? I don't think they have a very tough schedule, right?
Well, they have New England next.
They've got it just feels so weird that New England's a pushover now.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, New England, Rams, Giants, Eagles, Niners, and then Rams again. Okay, they don't have that tough of a schedule.
What about the Seahawks?
Seahawks, they have to play the Eagles, Giants, Jets, Washington, the Rams, and the Fort. Okay, the Seahawks also have a really easy schedule going forward.
I
That
like how
Rams game is probably gonna be pretty tight, and I'm not gonna count the 49ers out, but they get to play 3 out of the 4 NFC, East teams, so that's a that's a cakewalk.
I
You
like
get
how
3 easy games.
if you're in the NFC West, your biggest rivals, your toughest games are against each other.
Yeah, they just need to convince Daniel Jones he's playing against, the Washington football team every single week, and they'd be Super Bowl contenders.
But yeah, good game, as good as I expect. Not as great again as before, but as good as I wanted it to be. So I'd say we should probably move on. Next game.
Next game
That
is
this is all you.
we had Atlanta at New Orleans.
This is all you, man.
Taysom Hill, man. He did a I didn't want him to start originally. I honestly think that we should have taken Jameis. I still am kind of in that Jameis boat, but Taysom Hill did pretty good for what did he have, like 10 completions in his career before that start? Finished
Something like that.
18 for 23, 233 yards. He did better than Matt Ryan.
Better than Matt Ryan. That is
He had
true.
he had 1 more yard than Matt Ryan.
The amount of
So,
Gridiron Heights references we made during that game. Taysom, start the drive.
Taysom! Start the drive.
Taysom.
No, Taysom Hill was, he was their rushing leader too,
Oh, did
which,
he get one or two rushing touchdowns?
he had 2 rushing touchdowns. He had 10 carries for 51 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns.
I'm interested to see
So,
what they'll do. But if they keep, I'm assuming they'll keep doing Taysom because it wouldn't make much sense to bench him after this. after
Yeah,
that game.
they're gonna keep Taysom. I still think Jameis got screwed. They really should have started Jameis. That's just my personal opinion. Also, Drew Brees, 11 broken ribs and a punctured lung, and he's out for 4 weeks. What the fuck is that?
No, he's a playoff. He's coming back at the playoffs like earliest. That's what I think should happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't rush him back in.
Especially if you want to make a deep Super Bowl run.
Mhm. 'Cause, this is honestly his last chance.
I cannot see him coming back after this. He's looking pretty
Uh,
2015 Peyton Manning. Not going
yeah,
to lie.
he's been playing okay, but we don't we don't win Super Bowls with okay.
What about AK?
What about
How do
him?
you? Oh, you think you look pretty good last game?
Yeah,
Because you keep
I mean,
clamoring
it's
on about MVP.
I mean, he played okay.
Well, sorry, it's just every time AK gets brought up at all, you start going MVP,
'Cause he is
MVP.
the MVP. He should.
He's a
He was
contender. He's a
carrying that team.
contender.
He's been carrying the Saints.
He has been, but he's a contender. Like, bro, if we're talking about carrying teams, man, Russell Wilson, come on. Like, Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf are carrying the worst defense in the league. One of the worst defenses in the league.
That's true.
But now we're going back to a prior game. I guess we'll move on to Philly Cleveland. I guess this is all you again.
Oh, let's go, dude. I get to keep fucking talking. Um, Nick Chubb, another 100-yard rushing game. I'm always happy to see that. Sion Takitaki. Th Here's my only concern with this game. More than, like, half of our points were put up by our defense against the Eagles. It's not really what I wanna see.
It didn't look good. The Browns offense didn't look good that
No, the
game.
Browns' defense looked great, but we're also playing the Eagles, so they better look great.
To be fair to the Browns offense, it was horrible weather.
Yeah, they had 3 shitty weather games in a row. But you like, dude, you play in Cleveland, you need to just be able to play in, like, 50-mile-an-hour winds and just downpours. You just need to expect that, especially in November.
So you sound like Matt Patricia as a coach. We're gonna play outside even though we'll
Yeah,
play in
we're
a
gonna
dome.
practice outside even though we play in a dome. Listen, if we just built a roof, like, we just build a dome, Super Bowl team every single year, because we don't gotta deal with the November weather. Nah, ugly win. Ugly win, still a win. 7-3 blows my mind.
Who's the all right, first of all, two things. Cleveland 7-3. I'd never thought I'd hear in my entire life.
Cleveland, number 2 in the AFC North. We jumped over the fucking Ravens, baby.
Oh my lord. Aside from that, who would you say is the best Browns player?
The dude, Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb, not Miles Garrett. Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb. I love Miles, but Nick Chubb, man.
Would you put who would you put further in the MVP race though
If I had to pick an MVP,
between those two?
Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb, not Miles Garrett, really?
I really like Miles Garrett, but oh, dude, like our backfield, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. That's just not fair.
Oh, it's not, not at all.
So
Uh,
happy Kareem Hunt kicked that woman.
Yeah, I feel like it sounds like I'm disrespecting Nick Chubb. No disrespect to Nick Chubb at all. It's just curious. Nick Chubb, he's fucking great. I love watching
Nah,
Nick Chubb run.
I I love defensive players, but I also really like tough running quarterbacks. That's why I'm such a big fan of Derrick Henry.
Quarterback.
Running back. Did I say quarterback?
You said quarterback.
Monkey brain. I like fucking tough running backs.
All right, fair enough. Let's see what's next. Cincinnati at Washington. We didn't really watch that game that much. I think we should really just talk about the one thing from that game that
Oh,
actually
yeah.
mattered.
Joe
Uh,
Burrow done for the year. Joe
I,
Burrow might not even play next year.
yeah. So he has a torn ACL and injured his MCL in his left knee, I believe.
I think they
So
said there was some structural damage as well.
that is an injury that's gonna definitely nothing left in this year, and the fact that we're so late into this year, yeah, that could very much affect next year. I don't know what's gonna happen. I got no
Uh,
clue.
the timetable they gave at the longest is 12 months. So he's either not playing at all next year or he's playing very late into the season next year. I would be surprised if we see him start week 1.
I think that would be tempting fate if he did that.
I wouldn't risk it, especially since you drafted him over another quarterback over injury concerns.
I mean, what else is there to talk about from that game? It's really Joe Burrow's the only reason to talk about that game.
That one really fucking weird play. Did you see that? It was like a
Which
fumble. It was that play where Joe Burrow got laid out. I don't think it's the one where he got no, it wasn't the one where he got hurt.
I don't know
But
what you're talking about.
he was trying to run into the end zone.
Oh, the one where he
He
got
gets
like
like
nailed.
stonewalled,
Yeah,
fumbles the ball into the end zone, and then it gets scooped up, brought out, fumbled, goes back into the end zone, recovered by the defense, tackled in the end zone. They called it a safety, and then they reviewed it, and at some point it was like a touchback for
I,
I I don't know how to explain it. It's
sounds very Washington,
I
very
think they came
football
away with the
team.
ball,
I
but it
mean,
was like I don't really understand like what happened. I can drop it in topics if you if you want to try to understand what I'm
sure. All
trying
right,
to say.
I'm watching this video unavailable. Okay. Is this the one where I think it was like Chase Young like stonewalls him at the?
Oh yeah, dude, no, he cracked him. But it was like,
All right, so it was this play. I did see some of this play.
yeah, but
Oh
like,
my god.
did you see the aftermath? It was a fumble recovered, brought out of the end zone, fumbled again, somehow gets back into the end zone and they pick it up, but then they call it a safety, but then they review it and then they call it a touchback.
I don't fucking. I don't know. No fucking clue.
I have no clue. I have no idea. The best part of that clip I sent you though is the ref having to like stand there and explain to everybody what's going on. And it's like a minute long explanation. And I
Oh,
listened to it. I still didn't know what happened. I just think that they got the ball.
I
I
guess
don't know.
another game. Not much. Oh no, I was gonna skip a game. Detroit, Carolina.
We didn't watch it.
Shut up. Just a fucking shut
And
up.
yeah. Hey, PJ Walker,
We're
2 interceptions. Yeah, no,
just
it
kind
just
of.
seemed like a boring game.
It was not one that we wanted to watch. I mean, next game wasn't that interesting either. Pittsburgh, Jacksonville.
Oh, that was a blowout. I know we were talking about wouldn't it be funny if they lose to Jacksonville?
We were
Because
um
that's
we
such a
were
Steelers thing to do.
we were explaining to our friend of ours. This was back when the game was 3-3, like they were tied up. We were explaining to a friend of ours how the Steelers always play either up or down to their competition. And then right after we talked about that, Pittsburgh just scored 24 points unanswered.
See, Jake Luton had 4 interceptions.
Oof. I did not see the that
That gives me
that stat
hope
line.
because we're
Yeah,
not gonna
mention.
have hold on, I'm just gonna jump into next week really quick. Myles Garrett still got COVID, he still got the Rona. Denzel Ward's gonna miss a week, and if we're gonna pick any week to not have Denzel Ward or Myles Garrett, I think the 1-9 Jacksonville Jaguars, nobody knows who's starting on, in the quarterback position,
Mhm.
and nobody knows what's going on, like, either side of the ball. That's a good week to not have 2 of your, like, star defensive players. If we lose this week, I'm gonna be so sad. I'm gonna have to eat my fucking words saying shit like that.
Okay, next up we had who's up next? It's
Titans
Tennessee and Baltimore.
Ravens, which on top of that, we've got 2 things related to those teams.
Oh,
Deshaun
why don't
Kaiser,
yeah, I dropped
practice
that in
squad
topics.
baby.
I thought you'd like to
Deshaun
see that.
Kaiser. Yeah, I did. Uh, that was a good game. I was really happy with the outcome of that game. I know me and you were both watching that one,
Very
pretty
closely.
closely because they both kind of determined.
I'm not as happy. I would
Yeah,
have preferred it if the
oh,
Titans lost.
do you know how good it feels to hear the Browns jumped over the Ravens in the standings, though? Oh, that
And it
feels
being like
so nice.
and it not being like a shit season, but 2 good
Mhm.
teams. You know what feels weird?
Hmm.
It feels weird to call Cleveland good despite the fact that they have a better record than Baltimore. And Baltimore
I
feels a lot more secure to call good. And I don't even know what to call Baltimore
I
good
I
now.
still don't even wanna call the Browns good.
No.
They could win a Super Bowl, and I would still not be sure.
All right, when we're done with all these games, we should try it. We should say the teams that we think are good. Just you can just say good, no asterisk marks. Just say they're good.
Just good, bad.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
No, no, just good. Like not the bad ones or the mixed ones. Just say which ones are good. Like
You don't
for
wanna
fun.
go through all 32, just good, bad, and then just
For,
rapid fire that?
I want to be like I want to be like under an hour in this podcast.
Okay.
Okay. But besides Derrick Henry being a fucking beast, that game was really good to watch, especially the end.
Mhm. Overtime, Derrick Henry, 29 yards.
Would have preferred a Titans loss, but hey, at least my if my team lost while the Titans won, I would have cried.
Oh, yeah, because you guys are still tied for first, right?
Yeah, but the Colts have the advantage, so the Colts are technically
Okay.
leading in the division. All right,
Uh,
New England, Houston. Speaking of division,
Patriots, Texans, 2 teams that were really good last year and now are not great.
they're very poo poo.
Fall from grace. Uh,
We didn't really watch that game.
yeah, I think we had it on, like, kind of in the background
Hmm.
because it was, again, kind of just like
Two
an alright game.
two kind of shitty teams playing against each other. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess I'm happy that New England. No, that's right. New England lost. My bad. I was rooting for New
Yep,
England,
New
but
England
Houston won.
lost. Texans moved 3-7. That's so weird.
The damage that one man can do.
Mhm. Oh god. Bill O'Brien's the best thing to ever happen to Arizona.
Listen, I was so happy that Bill O'Brien was shit because fuck the Texans. 'Cause I'm a Colts fan. Fuck the Texans. I'm so upset when they fired him.
I
I
can't
want them to
believe
be
they
shit forever.
I still cannot fucking fathom trying to just justify trading DeAndre Hopkins away. One of the best receivers in the NFL right now. Easy top 3. And you just trade him away.
Yep.
What are you
Speaking of
fucking
AFC
doing?
South, I want to say that you before made fun of me for giving the Jaguars only 2 wins. We are more than halfway through the season. They only have 1 win still.
Yeah.
I'm a little remiss to say that
I was
that
like,
one
that's a
win is
little
against the
harsh.
Colts.
Ugh.
But then again, it was week 1, so week 1 was was toss ups all over the place.
Yeah, especially with no preseason.
Hmm.
Okay, Dolphins Broncos. Tua got benched during that game. They brought out Ryan Fitzpatrick, who I still believe should be starting in Miami.
But Tua is going to continue to be the
They
starter.
lose the game. I mean Fitzpatrick, 117 yards and interception, 12 for 18. It's like, those aren't great numbers. He also didn't play the full game. But Tua is still starting next week.
He's
They
getting
said
the
that they
pro
didn't
like
bench him for an injury reason or anything. They benched him solely based off his performance. It's like, if you're gonna do that, just go back to Ryan Fitzpatrick. You were doing good with Fitz. The Dolphins are a good team, and that's
I
weird to say.
I really like the Dolphins because I mean my dad's a Dolphins fan, so besides the Colts, the Dolphins are my second favorite team. So I really like watching them win, but that game was really ugly. That was not a fun game to watch. We didn't I wasn't watching it super closely, but whenever I watched it, it was just really sloppy play. No one could really go anywhere too much. It was I'm interested to see, are the Broncos trying to make like a big playoff push here? Because they're 4-6. Like, you could still make the playoffs with that, but you'd have to win the next like 5 or 6.
They're not winning the next 5 or 6, man.
I don't think they are, yeah, but I'm.
Saints, Chiefs, Panthers, Bills, Chargers, Raiders.
Oh God, no!
Yeah, they could maybe win 2 of those games.
I think literally all of those teams are better than the Broncos. Like maybe they could beat the Panthers, maybe they
They
could beat
might
the
be able to beat
Chargers.
the Chargers just because the Chargers are sad, but, like,
Want the Chargers to be good, man.
they're not beating New Orleans, they're not beating Kansas City. There's no way in hell they're beating Kansas City.
They're not beating Buffalo.
I think they could probably slug it out with Buffalo. I don't think they're gonna win, but that'll probably be a tight game, in my opinion.
Speaking of the Chargers, I can't. Why did the Chargers still have to be within one score, even playing the Jets?
At least they won.
At least they won. Yeah. Which I wanted.
Jets 0-10. Frank Gore saying that they're not trying to tank because he doesn't want to end his career with a 0-16 season.
No, he needs 2 more years in the NFL. He needs to play
Yeah,
with his son.
I want it so bad. Please don't retire, Frank. I
Don't
want you
I
to play
know?
with your son.
Just don't even play. Just stay in the league.
Yeah, you could just be on the same team as your son. That'd be sick as fuck.
I'm telling you, man. We just need some Ken Griffey Jr., Ken Griffey Senior shit going on. I think that would be such a good promotion. All right, we've been over that before, though.
Yeah, and then I talked about how Ken Griffey Jr. flipped my mom off.
Speaking of the Jets, I looked this up during Sunday Night Football. I was curious to know if the so right now we have the undefeated 10-0 Steelers and the 0-10 Jets. I was wondering, is this the furthest we've gone into the season by having both a winless team and an undefeated team? It's not the case. I found that I think the record currently is I looked up in the 2011 season, the Packers were 13-0 while the Colts were 0-13. That's the streak right now. It's 13-0 and 0-13. So if the Steelers and the Jets can go that far, then they'll hold a new record. Though I'm sure the Steelers don't really care about that much, but the Jets really do. Which I find the whole Colts and Packers thing to be really funny, considering the next game we're going to talk about.
It's all you, buddy.
This is all me. Okay. I want to say one thing. Did you see? You didn't really see too much of it. How they were using Jacoby Brissett kind of like Taysom Hill for a little bit.
No, they've been doing that.
No, no, but
I'm
even
like,
more so.
yeah, I mean, if am I gonna sound like every sports radio host ever? The NFL is a copycat league. You see the Saints do it, it's like, oh, we can do that. We have a solid young quarterback and a old decrepit man as our starting quarterback. It's like we can't have him doing like QB sneaks. It's like, oh, it's 4th and 1. Just fucking send Taysom 2 out there. Just have him run a draw. It works.
All right, okay. I'll go off now. Okay.
All right, go for it.
So that game was looking pretty good. It was like tied up 7-7. Everyone was looking pretty good throwing back and forth, but then I was getting so upset as it went into halftime because the Packers went up 28 to they ended up leading 28 to 14, but pissed off Aaron Rodgers just destroying everything. Philip Rivers got it wasn't even a Philip Rivers mistake. It was really unlucky. Phil tossed it on like when they were back in like their own 20, 30, something like that. And he tossed it, it got tipped to the line, and then it got picked off, which gave them a short field yardage like a short field to work with, so they were up by 2 scores going into halftime. The funniest thing though was there was a tweet from Trey Wingo. He was like, "The Colts entered the game with the number one defense in the league. Aaron Rodgers and company have 28 points at the half. 32 is the most points Indy have given up any game this season." And I would like to say, it is still the most because throughout the next 2 halves and overtime, Packers managed to score 3 points. Well, that's actually a bit of a yeah, no, actually, yeah, that's it. It's 3 points because they finished with 31.
Uh, who put up those 32 on him?
Oh, the Browns.
Yeah, damn right.
I couldn't remember if it was the Browns or if the Jaguars managed to get that much.
No, it was the Browns. The Jags only put up 27 on him.
Yeah, but I was really excited to watch the rest of that game going on that second half. I was getting excited. But you heard me going into overtime. I was so nervous.
Oh, you were shaking.
You could hear it in my fucking voice.
Mhm. Your voice was shaking when you were talking about overtime.
There were a couple of the people in the call I felt really bad because I was like patting my knees and whatnot, like getting like, come on. And then when the turnover happened, to not yell in anyone's ears, I purposefully pushed off my desk like this in my chair so I was this far away. And I started going like, yes. And then I was excited. I was wearing my Hot Rod, the kicker, my Rodrigo Blankenship jersey, because I own that now.
Near the game.
And then he sealed the game
39-yard
away.
field goal.
The GOAT. I mean, he's a rookie still, but the future GOAT. We'll call him the future GOAT. All right, that was a bit unorthodox, whatever. But that's my Colts feel.
Uh, Cowboys Vikings.
Oh, sorry. Before we go, I want to say one
Oh,
thing.
thought you were done. Go ahead.
Uh, I had a friend who every time I bring up like the Colts are doing well, he goes, "Oh, didn't the Colts lose to the Jaguars?" And he's a Bears fan. I'm like, "Didn't the Bears lose to the Colts?" Every fucking time. Don't try to talk shit. All right, sorry. You can continue. My bad.
Oh no, I thought you were done. That's why I kept going. Cowboys Vikings. Honestly, surprised that the Cowboys won that game.
Better than I thought it would. Better than I thought it would have been.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't
Again,
really say it came down to the wire, but I mean, like it was a game most of the way through. 31-28. It's not
all
bad.
I'm really upset. All the 4 o'clock games are really good because I was just focused on the Colts game mostly.
Actually,
Again,
what
it's
am I fucking talking about? Of course, that game came down to the wire. Fucking Cowboys scored with like 2.5 minutes left or something. I'm chimping out. I forgot what happened.
we need more of those games in the 1 o'clock. Like we need to spread out the really good and close games.
Yeah,
Sorry, we don't have as much to say there. And then we did watch. We did watch the Chiefs Raiders because that was the Sunday Night Football.
and because I refuse to not watch every Chiefs game.
Hmm. Fun little fact: I think that Jason Witten might be the oldest tight end to ever score a touchdown. Because
Yeah,
I
you
think
were
he's the
saying
oldest
that.
tight end to play ever, and he scored his first touchdown that season. So I don't know. There's no really way to. I don't think there's a real way to track that because I don't think they track by position. They track like oldest receiver and touchdown ever. But I think it was interesting. But that was also a good game overall. Derek Carr looks like a good
Uh,
quarterback.
but on going on with that Jason Witten touchdown catch. What the fuck are you doing, guys? You just gave Mahomes the ball back with a minute and a half. What are you doing? Oh my god. What a
And then the
stupid fucking move. Like,
and then there was the one play where the uh Mahomes is running around to the right, you know what I mean? And the defender runs up. It's like, dude, let him run if he wants to. Don't leave Travis Kelsey wide open in the end zone and
oh, he
game
was
over.
uncovered. They had a chance, and then the very first thing that Derek Carr does is throw a deep ball that gets picked off. A
And
minute and a half, dude. You can't give him that time. It's Patty Mahomes.
I understand that feeling. I don't mean to bring it back, but do you remember in the Colts Packers game that one Rodgers throw that was like 50 yards down the field and that made me have a heart attack?
Mhm.
Sorry, continue. I didn't mean to bring it back, but I just remembered it.
Nah, good game. Came down to the wire. Don't give Patty Mahomes the ball back ever. You'll lose. Yeah, that was a really good game actually. And then Monday night.
That's just the Rams. That was a great game to watch.
Yeah.
Not only because it was like good to watch for the most part. It wasn't sorry. It wasn't great football play. It was a good football game mixed with Brady throwing a lot of picks and looked like an old man.
Oh yeah. And he powdered off the field again like a little crybaby. He sulked his way to the locker room. He didn't want to talk to anybody. He didn't talk to Jared Goff because he did the shit last time when they lost to the Bears when Nick Foles. He just didn't want to fucking talk to him.
Or what about Tom Brady, the greatest football player? I mean, he probably is. He probably has the numbers to back up being the greatest
I
football player
mean,
of all time. But did you see that? Throws it, blocked, throws it again.
that's a fuck. Oh my god, I was losing my mind at that. That's a rookie
He
mistake.
threw it
I
again.
think the last time I saw somebody do that in the NFL, it genuinely was like a rookie, or maybe it was like his second year and he started one game. I forget what the guy's name was.
Looks like the
You
dementia's
can't
kicking in
fucking
early,
do
old
that.
man.
I just really like that Tom Brady's stat line has 1 target, 1 reception, -9 yards because they they declined the penalty.
So the catch stood.
So the illegal reception counted.
Hey, what can you say?
That was good.
He might have not caught the Philly special, but at least he caught that one. No, but I think that's really all we need to talk about for the last week's games. Did you what was I gonna say? Did you see the clip I dropped in topics of the Jacoby Brissett QB smash?
See?
He put in the fucking effort there.
Oh, yeah. No, like, I mean, honestly, if you have a quarterback that can do that, absolutely
Yeah.
use that quarterback like that.
Yeah, you see, like, how he looked like he only got, like, 3 or 4 yards, which that's the important part, but then he
Mhm,
gets, like, another 4 or 5 yards.
mhm.
Oh, I love Jacoby Brissett. I really wish Jacoby Brissett was a better quarterback. I love for him to be our starting QB. It really aggravates the stew out of me.
Aggravates the stew out of me.
Okay, so we talked about most of our topics. I think we'll talk about one more topic going into next week, going into the current week, which is so there was J.K. Dobbins and Mark Ingram who had COVID, and now more Ravens are reported testing positive for COVID. So that's gonna be
So,
interesting.
we'll see if they're playing that Thursday night game, because if they don't, then that NFL contingency plan is going into effect.
Do you want to
We're like,
describe that contingency plan?
it was worded really weird, but it's if a meaningful game is canceled due to COVID, they're going to add an extra 2 teams, 1 from each conference, into the playoffs, but they're not gonna reseed it. Originally, they were just gonna do away with, like, divisional winners, and they were just gonna pick the top 8 teams or whatever from both conference. But now it's just gonna be divisional winners, and then you would have the next 4 seeds.
Hmm.
So if they don't play this week, then that plan goes into effect, so another team could make the playoffs on
So
both
my
sides.
question is, what do they define? So it must be a retrospective thing, like to decide what is a
I'm
meaningful
sure
game.
it's gonna be, well, I don't know if they would do owners would vote on it. I'm sure that they have some kind of criteria, or, like, maybe Roger Goodell decides which one's a meaningful game.
I mean, I'm presuming this will be a meaningful game. So what I think would be a quote unquote meaningful game is they wouldn't call it a meaningful game until the end of the season, basically. And
Maybe.
let's say most likely it will be one because let's say Baltimore was off, like they say Baltimore missed the playoffs by a single game, then that would make that game a meaningful game. Or if the Steelers were off of the top seed by a game, that would make that a meaningful game. But if hypothetically Baltimore were to lose all of the rest of their games and there was no way they could have made it to the playoffs, even if they did win against Pittsburgh, then it's no longer a meaningful game. That's what I
Yeah,
think. That's what I mean by retroactively.
but we'll see, 'cause, Ravens Steelers seems like a meaningful game, just, like, even right now.
Hmm.
So, I don't know. We'll see how that goes, but
Right. Want me to tell your kick predictions from last week?
go for it.
So last week you went 16 for 23. One of your worst weeks in a while.
Damn, it's so sad.
I think the only week you might have had worse than that was week 5 where you went 15 for 22
Ugh.
and you're currently on a 2 miss streak. But
What's
overall
my
you're 119 for 156, which is sorry, keep on counting. I mean keep on speaking.
Oh, no, I was just about to say, isn't my worst miss streak, like, 3?
No, you had a bunch of 2s, but you've never reached 3.
Oh.
You
Now
had
I'm gonna
like
be
7 or 8
stressed
2s.
for the beginning of, Thursday.
You got to get that one right. Hopefully it's like a chip shot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't even bet on those. Sometimes you just miss.
Yeah, your 119 for 156 is about a 76%. So you're going up a tiny bit, I think. Like eventually, maybe by like week 14, you'll be up to like 80% if you keep at this
B
rate.
minus, baby.
All right, we are now recording. We had a little bit of a problem with our recording software on Discord, so we have to do it with Shadowplay now.
Oh, I'm gonna scream.
And shout
Okay,
and let it all
so
out.
I was thinking about going for it. Uh, Thanksgiving Day games. Houston at Detroit. Houston.
Detroit for me.
Washington at Dallas. I'm going Washington.
Same.
Baltimore at Pittsburgh. If that game is played, I'm saying Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh as well.
1 o'clock games. Miami
Oh, and
versus the New
16.
York Jets.
Oh, and 16. We can do it. We
Going
can do it.
Miami.
Miami's got the Dolphins, the greatest football team.
Arizona at New England. Arizona.
Arizona, yeah.
Carolina at Minnesota. I'm going Carolina.
I'm gonna go Carolina as well.
Cleveland at Jacksonville. I'm going Cleveland.
Hate to be boring, but yeah, Cleveland as well.
Tennessee at Indianapolis.
Colts, Colts, Colts.
I'm saying Titans. I don't think the Colts sweep the Titans this year.
Oh, the Colts are gonna sweep the Titans. It's gonna happen, baby. Let's go.
The Giants versus Cincinnati. I think the Giants are winning that one
I'm going Giants as
just
well.
because Joe Burrow's out.
Yeah.
The Chargers at Buffalo. Buffalo.
Part of me wants to say Chargers, but I think it would be smarter to stick with the Bills.
Uh, uh, Las Vegas at Atlanta. Vegas. Raiders take that one.
Yeah, Vegas. I have to agree with you again.
I. It's still so. I think it was Brett Coleman tweeted it. Is it like, are you like this too, where it's just more? I don't know. You're just more used to hearing and saying Washington football team than you are Las Vegas Raiders. It still feels
Yes,
weird to me.
100%. I agree with that.
I don't know. There's only 3 4 o'clock games this week.
I think so.
Huh. Okay, well, San Fran at Rams. Rams.
You said Rams? Yeah, I'm going
Yeah.
Rams as well.
New Orleans at Denver. New Orleans.
Yeah, they're only 4 o'clock games. Sorry. What was the next one?
Kansas City at Tampa Bay.
Well, I never got
That's
to see
gonna be
that.
a good game.
I said New Orleans.
Oh,
And then KC, Tampa Bay. I'm gonna go KC.
KC. Yep. Sunday Night Football. Chicago at Green Bay.
I'm gonna go Green Bay.
Yeah, Green Bay. Especially like in Green Bay.
And then Seattle at Philadelphia.
Seattle.
Yeah, same here. Man, we only have like one different game. I'm pretty sure. I think we only differed on the Houston Detroit.
I
We're so
mean,
what else? This week is just gonna be. It's gonna come down to that to twist our, turn it back and forth.
what is that overall record, by the way?
I actually don't have that. I still have to go. I still have to calculate last week's.
Oh, that's fine.
So next time, hopefully, if we remember to do it next week,
I don't know
that
if you
will be good.
want to flash it up on the screen or something.
I will tell you that up to the week that I have it, we're tied.
Okay. Oh, really? We're tied?
Yeah. So actually, I just I was calculating. I just finished. I have a couple weeks. I'm actually a couple weeks behind. So I just finished doing week 8, like right before we started this, and we were tied 74 to 74.
Okay.
So maybe it swapped around a bit the past. We did do predictions. I just didn't chop them down, like add them up yet.
Gotcha.
Which, I almost forgot the one thing we said we were gonna do. Which teams are good?
Oh, which teams are good?
All right. You know what? We'll do what you said. We'll rank that. We'll go down. Why not? I'll start at the AFC East. Are the Bills good?
Yes, the Bills are good.
I agree. Bills are good. Dolphins.
They're good.
I'm not saying. All right. So me saying they're not good doesn't mean that they're bad. It means I'm just not saying they're good solidly. So I'm gonna disagree on that.
Okay.
Patriots.
Bad.
Yeah. Jets.
Bad.
Chiefs. Good.
Good.
Raiders.
Good.
Good. Yeah. Raiders. Good. Broncos.
Bad.
Yeah. Not good. Broncos. Not good. Chargers. Not good.
Bad.
Steelers.
Good.
Good. Yeah. Browns.
Good?
No, I'm not calling them good. It's been really shoddy play, especially the past couple weeks. Maybe they'll be. I think the Browns are good when they have Myles Garrett. There you go. Like in addition to what they have now, like with Nick Chubb, obviously, but like without Myles Garrett, they're in the defense. I don't know. They just looked like they didn't look good last week. Is what I'm trying to say.
Ravens.
I'm more confident calling the Ravens good, but
Good.
I'm gonna call Ravens good. Barely. No, the Ravens are like the Rams last year. Are the Ravens good? No, but it feels weird. It feels weird to say otherwise.
Ravens good.
I'm kind of
Bengals.
All right, no.
No. Colts.
I think after the Titans win and the Packers win, I think I'm finally willing to call the Colts good.
Good.
Titans good.
Titans, good.
Texans and Jaguars no.
Bad, bad.
All right, NFC. What NFC East? No.
No.
NFC West. Yes.
Yes.
Maybe not the 49ers,
49ers, no.
but everyone
Every other
else,
team
Rams,
in
Seahawks,
NFC
Cardinals.
West, yes. Yes, yes,
The
yes.
Rams are leading that division.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
It's crazy.
But to be fair, they've gone through their NFC East teams,
Yeah.
so that might change. NFC North.
Packers,
Packers are
Good.
good. Nobody else.
you wouldn't call the Vikings good?
No.
I think they're okay.
I think I didn't.
I think they're
okay.
slightly better than bad.
Yeah, but again, I'm here just to say good and not good. Not good doesn't mean bad. I think the Vikings are okay.
NFC South. Saints, good.
Bucks are good as well. I think both those teams are good.
Panthers, bad.
And Falcons.
Falcons, bad.
Yeah. So I believe that puts us like are generally considered good teams. They have the Bills. You say the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are above average. Chiefs and Raiders, we both said were good. Steelers, Browns, Ravens, Colts, Titans, Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals, Packers, Saints, Bucks. So we still have like a solid playoff core there of good teams. All right, but I think what about teams that you feel like you can confidently keep saying will be like good throughout the rest of the season? Bills.
You want me to just like rattle them off?
Just round them off, yeah.
Steelers, Chiefs, Rams, Saints, Bills, Colts, Titans, Cardinals, Seahawks,
Oh no.
Ravens.
You see, a lot of those teams I think could totally like flop under like even if they play like a bad team, they could still lose. So I'm thinking Bills, Steelers, Chiefs, Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals, Packers. Everyone else I feel like could totally flop under a bad team if given the right circumstances. Those are the teams I feel like if you set them up against like a 4 or 5 win team, I'd be like, that's a team that's definitely going to win. Everyone else, I'm like, they're still good teams, but they still could lose. That's kind of like the good versus great, I guess. I don't know. This really doesn't matter too much. We're just kind of having fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's just good to be back. What can I say?
Oh yeah, and hopefully back instead of saying back.
Yo, that's the real prediction right there. Will we record next
Yeah,
week?
will there be an episode next week? Let's say strong maybe.
I wonder what are the 538 odds on that?
Yeah. There's a number.
There's a number in there. We'll calculate that number later, maybe. All right. I guess we're done.